video, I am gonna go through just briefly why and how this kind of environment makes me feel at ease, more connected to myself, to my baby, to the world around me, and how it brings me so much happiness and clarity. Most people who have followed me for the past few years will know that I always talk about and I always express my love for and encourage everyone to be in nature. And I know that for many people there are limitations to that because of where you live. But even if you are just amongst a small patch of land or a small patch of plants, it still counts, because the vibration, if you can understand that term, energetic vibration of nature, actually does something to your vibration. I don't think I've ever met anyone who's gone out for a walk in nature and come back and been like, oh, I'm so stressed and frustrated and angry. Most people are like, oh, I feel so good. The reason for that is because being around nature, you absorb the energy and the vibration of the plants, because they are healing. And whether you're eating them, whether you're being with them, whether you're walking through them, connecting with them, using their medicine, whatever it is, there is always a way of taking on that energy and vibration and connecting with nature. And the reason I love to do this myself, and I encourage you to do it, especially if you're a mum, or especially if you're pregnant and a mum to be, is because for many reasons of, one, how it makes you feel, two, how at peace and ease you feel in your life, and how it kind of reboots your system, really, and also how it just brings you back to your kind of center and what's really important, and that is like simplicity, honestly, like love, gratitude. And I often, when I say often, very often, go outdoors and I ground my bare feet like I am right now. Don't want to flush my knickers at you. And there is a scientific explanation for earthing or grounding and how that affects your body. For example, it's proven to reduce inflammation in the body. But not just that, it makes you feel great. And if you're ever going through any challenging situations or emotions, it's a really good place it's a really good time of grounding yourself and bringing yourself back to that place of, okay, I'm just gonna be right now. And it can be a place of decision, a place of finding space within your mind, just being around nature, let alone grounding yourself with your bare feet. But it can also just allow you to do nothing and just be present with your energy and your emotions. That's funny, there's people over there talking. I'm just going to carry on. This is when I need a microphone, really. So yeah, especially if you're a mum, especially if you're a pregnant mum, it's so important for us to encourage our children to be out in nature and to be connecting with nature, instead of giving them sugary sweets and letting them be on technology the whole time. And there's no judgment there. I just know that my intention is to definitely be outside as much as possible, so that I can let my children use their imagination, because we forget that there's so much to our imagination. I'm sure you remember when you were a young child and you were just left on your own, in your own space, in your own mind and imagination, and it went wild, and you would like play on your own and be so happy. And nature gives a really great opportunity for the imagination to run wild and to be really creative, instead of being shown a screen that's already deciding how you are creative. And it's also not great for the body, the brain, on an EMF level, the electromagnetic frequencies that emit from these devices, which is such a shame. And there's ways to protect yourself from that. But being in nature, you don't get any of that. You are free from the toxicity, and in fact you are the complete other end of the spectrum. You're absorbing all this amazing energy and healing energy. So for healing yourself, healing your children, and to just maintain a really present state of peace, being in nature is the answer. Being barefoot is the answer, and I encourage you all to do it. And during my pregnancy, I'm now, what day is it today? I forget the days of the week. So in 2 days time I'll be 32 weeks pregnant. And nature, even though like I'm definitely, since I've moved to the US, in the place we live in, I'm definitely limited to the ideal amount of nature that I want to be around, which is like forests, you know. I've just got a little garden space that I live next to here, and like that's like, sometimes I take that for granted, and just being out here for half an hour can really benefit, or even just grounding my feet for 2 minutes can really benefit the way I feel about that. And me and Ryan go to forests anyway, once or twice, 3 times in a month. They're driving distance, but I have found my solace and peace in nature, as I always do. And when I do get the emotions come up during my pregnancy, which are very, very often these days, because as we all know, if you've been pregnant before, or you just are aware, hormones are like fireworks when you're pregnant, and it's the perfect time for healing. So I use nature to help me process my emotions, and to help me be at peace with myself and connect to my heart more. I think that that's so important, especially because we've lived in such a time where we're so rushed for time, and we're trying to do a million things at once and keep up with the expectations and pressures of society and ourselves and our minds, and we don't give ourselves this time and the space to just be present. So yeah, that can be a challenge, but it's bringing yourself back to that reminder of, I have a choice here. I can choose to get stressed out and run around and rush around and be in a chaotic mindset, or I can choose to use stillness and presence to bring myself peace, and nature really helps to do that. So yeah, I'd love to know if you are like me, also very find peace and very connected to nature, and what your experience is if you are pregnant, or even if you're not pregnant. If you're a mom and you have children who are in nature a lot, I'd really love to hear from you in the comments how your children are affected by being in nature, and how you are affected positively by being in nature. And yeah, I'm really intrigued to hear your stories, so please do share. I'd love to read them. Anyway, just thought I'd do a quick video on the power of this free source of healing that we are surrounded by, which we take for granted. And I hope to inspire people to really respect it more, and to be connected with Mother Nature more, with her more, And yeah, then the world will be a better place for us and our children and our families. Okay, that'll be it for today. Mwah.